Rockwood A213 and A212 Hardside Highwall pop-ups here at HaylettRV of Coldwater, Michigan. And I had a lot of people last year call and say, hey, you know, what are really the differences between the two? What do you think? And as luck would have it, fortune smiled upon me and we got both of these models in on the same truckload. I thought, you know what'd be cool? I'm going to pull them in. I'm going to be really informational about the two, but you'll get to see them side by side so you can really make the decision on which one's best for you. We're going to start over here with the A212. It's the original Highwall A-frame, which is funny because all A-frames are Highwalls from Rockwood. Not all A-frames in the market, but all Rockwood A-frames are Highwalls. So these are what I call a higher than Highwall. They're basically 6 inches bigger in every respect than a traditional Rockwood A-frame like an A212S. This is literally just an A212S on steroids. It's just bigger in different ways. I want to kind of, you know, point some of that out so you can get a feel for it. So as compared to the A212S, which this shares an almost identical layout to, this just has a bigger bed, bigger dinette, bigger storage. And in fact, the storage is so big, they thought, you know, I mean, if we only gave people a top access to this front trunk, it's going to be really hard to get in there. So they segmented it. They made the normal little flip-top front storage here with this full extension pull-out storage trough. And that makes it easy to get to all of the storage. The other thing that's really nice is they've done a great job of opening up baggage doors. You see one back there behind the grilling station, you know, everywhere that they could to make for easy access storage in this. Anytime you have any sort of folding component here, you know, storage becomes tricky. And right away, something I should mention, I mean, you need to apply to this a paradigm shift. That don't call this a pop-up camper. That's going to be your biggest downfall. It's not a pop-up. It's a fold-down travel trailer. And that might sound like I'm trying to be cute and splitting hairs, but hang with me and you'll see what I mean. There's no soft side material here. They didn't get into any of that, so it doesn't share that feature with the pop-up. It does fold, that's fine, but a high-low used to fold before they went out of business, and they weren't a pop-up. So, you know, this could be in that same thing. This is actually one of the reasons High-low went out of business. I think Rockwood kind of put them out of business. We've got a power tongue jack. Now, that's an upgrade. That's not a standard component here. We like to put that on these bigger A-frames. It helps make it a lot easier. Just the extra little weight, you know, just for hitching and unhitching and whatnot. You'll also notice this has a double propane tank system with an auto transfer regulator, just like a travel trailer. Actually, it's so funny, convenient. We've got a Rockwood travel trailer over here in the shop, and you'll notice, look at that, it's got the same double tank system. This, you know, A-frame right here, this fold-down travel trailer, has the same sort of propane setup as a full-size travel trailer. That's a nice little benefit here. The flooring on this is not laminated, though Rockwood recently changed so that all flooring is no longer laminated. It's a fully treated, seamless floor decking, though. It's a 5/8 floor decking, so it's fine, and it's got all kinds of weatherproofing on it. You'll also notice on these, we've got 4-corner stabilizer jacks. A lot of, again, this is another reason why I call this a full-down trailer, not a pop-up camper, is that a lot of pop-ups have 2 rear stabilizer jacks. This has 4-corner scissor jacks. Now, some smart guy out there in internet land's going to go, nuh-uh, Rockwood's all got 4-corner jacks. That's because Rockwood's awesome, and they're the #1 producer of pop-ups and fold-downs on the market. Not a coincidence. The water heater here. This has a auto ignition on it, which DSI, which stands for direct spark ignition, so you don't have to walk out here with like the grill lighter to try to spark that thing and to get it to go. They use the same electrical systems, the same Furrion 30 amp electrical system on this that they're using on their bigger trailers. And that's what I want to hit on, is the consistency between this and everything else they build at Rockwood. This is all a laminated, aluminum framed, ultralight product. This is built exactly like their biggest, baddest Rockwood signature fifth wheels, just in a smaller package. This is the back of the fridge. Sometimes people ask that. Outside shower, and it does connect to the water heater, so you do have hot and cold water, which is nice. Now, a lot of people say, but what is that pipe right there? What's that outlet? This does not have either a gray tank or a black tank. The 213 over here will have a measure of a black tank, but there's no gray tank. There's no sink holding water. You actually just run that right out to, say, like a blue tote or something like that. They have a little handy adapter that comes with it. You just screw it right on there, and there you go. This big bar on the sides of these here, that's a power lift assist. They didn't have to put that on there because it was too heavy, which, by the way, hold on. The weight of this one, I think, is 2430. And yes, it is 2,435 pounds. The one next door is 2,405 pounds. There's 30 pounds difference between them. Not enough to even sneeze at a difference. So the weight is functionally equivalent between the two. But the roof here, it's not too heavy to manipulate. It's just that because this has higher than high walls over here, it's really tall. Frankly, I'm a pretty tall fellow with long gangly arms, and it's a little tall for me to try to wrestle. So they said, no problem. We'll put a power up down lift on that. It's 12 volt. Your battery can power it. The truck can power it. The power you get from the park can power it. It's very easy. And someone says, well, yeah, but what if you lose power? There's a nut adapter right on the end of that motor. You can hook up like a ratchet wrench and crank it. To my knowledge, I haven't had one person have to do it yet. I'm not going to say it's impossible or it couldn't happen. It's just that we haven't really had it happen. The 212 here does have a full, well, not a full, it's actually got a real queen bed in the back of it, so they're able to put a little storage tote on the back, and that is one of the differences on the 213. It has a pair of individual beds that can merge into a single king bed, so it doesn't have the room for this. Now on the back, you'll see your spare tire. I simply just have it kind of set off to the side here. One thing I want to point out, though, is Rockwood still uses a nicer hard shell cover instead of a just normal like plastic slip cover. Don't get me wrong, a plastic slip cover is better than nothing, and they're very inexpensive. It's not a bad way to go. It's just that it's going to get, not if, but when, it will get shredded from wind and weather over time, or those plastic ones tend to hold up a lot better and longer. You may notice too, again, like a trailer, we have tinted windows. So we can't really see inside. The light you're seeing on it's actually a reflection from outside here. You have to really press your nose against the glass to see inside, and there's privacy windows if you want to block that kind of nonsense. The full-size bed in the 212 allows for a really, really big underbed storage, and you see how it includes a porta potty. That's a nice thing on this. This doesn't have a bathroom, but it does have a late-night emergency bathroom method. Now the grill that you see here and the little prep table that goes with it, those are standard on these A-frames, even the smaller series, the A122s and whatnot. Up in the bigger Highwall ones here, like the 194 up to these 212, 13, 14, 15s, you still get the same thing. What's nice is it comes with the grill and it connects right into the RV, and I like how they put the propane connection in the wall, not under the floor, so that road splash and debris from that tire wouldn't wreck it. And this handy little prep table. It's resin, it's molded, there's not a splinter of wood in it, so if you leave it outside in the rain, who cares? It's not going to get damaged. It can't. Aluminum wheels and a nice torsion axle, Torflex axle. That is the difference between your nice A-frames and your traditional tent campers. Traditional tent camper, just for pure price point reasons, will have a normal leaf spring axle, but they don't carry a lot of weight. This thing is literally twice the weight of a normal traditional pop-up camper, so they went with the better suspension series. If you don't know anything about that, then give us a call. Basically, each wheel can move independently. Let's talk profile. When you fold this down, it generally doesn't stick up higher than your rear view window unless you're in a really low riding like SUV, and it doesn't stick out wider than your vehicle, so it's easy to see around. You don't get headwind, you don't get that bucking and chucking when a semi passes you. These are easy towing, easy going kind of campers. That's what's nice about these. They tow like a dream. I've personally towed them. They tow amazingly well. Now your Highwall Rockwood A-frames have a double entry step versus a single, so it's just easy come and go. But I mean, look how easy that first step is. It's right down to the ground. So let's get dug into the inside to determine, you know, some of the differences in here. This, I'm going to sit on the rear bed. One of the updates they made from early to late 2017 is the changeover to this all maple wood tone. They brightened it up, lightened it up in here, and that's actually going to be one of the differences between the A-frames like this and the Toy Hauler or ESP series, Extreme Sport series. They will have Rockwood's darker driftwood tones. I've actually done a video on that. If you kind of want to see the difference side by side, look up, type in A112S HaylettRV into Google or whatever, or just call us, or come see us, God forbid. So, in terms of interior decors, you get what you get with these. You don't order interior decor. This is just what they order. Although I will say it does look pretty darn good. They actually have the same materials and stitch patterns and everything as their big Rockwood signature fifth wheels. So again, this is built just like the fifth wheels. You've got a really big front dinette, and that's Compared to an A212S, this has a full-size real front dinette, actually bigger than you normally get in a travel trailer fifth wheel. This can fold down into a bed that could sleep 2 kids easy, 2 adults if you're close to one another. And you better know one another, because if you don't know one another, it's gonna get uncomfortable. There's full storage below this dinette. You can access it from inside or outside. Under this dinette over here, you're gonna see a couple things. You're gonna see a propane furnace. You're going to see the converter panel, the activation switch for the water heater, all kinds of stuff. Even power outlets, so like if you want to plug in phone charges, you can do that down here. So we've got a propane furnace there with a 12-volt fan. So if you are dry camping, you still have heat. Up here we have a 12-volt fan. So your battery can power that, you know, all kinds of good stuff. The nice part about this, you open all these windows and you crank that thing on and you can get like a 12-mile-an-hour breeze in here. It's really strong. Now, this table is totally freestanding, so a big guy like me, I can slide it around. I can cheat the table over toward my tiny little 6-year-old daughter over there, you know, because sometimes Dad gets a little thick in the midsection and I need a little extra room. Now, all Rockwood A-frames have a true 4-person dinette, but this one has... again, that bigger dinette, there's even more headroom in here because this is deceptively big. You can see all the headroom I have above my hand here, or my head, with my hand. But you know, it's kind of like a submarine effect. You can sort of look out, and with the little dribbles that we have on the skylights right now, it kind of does have that little submarine feel to it. And if you ever just want full privacy, you can always pull these shades down. Lighting is all LED, so it's very bright, and LED lights compared to incandescents don't generate the heat of an incandescent bulb, so you're not going to bake yourself out of here. Big windows for lots of light, though you can always pull that shut for curtains. Your refrigerator here, you've got gas and electric options, so it doesn't matter where you're camping anytime. You've got, you know, nice cold drinks or some lunch meat or whatever on hand. They put drawers in storage wherever they could. There's more facing the other direction. We'll see in just a second. And kitchen appliance outlets with just a giant open griddle station. This is one of the few differences between this and the A212S. They kind of flip-flop some of the kitchen stuff. Now, because the walls are taller, this also has bigger appliances than the A212S. It has a bigger fridge, and it has a real stove. You see the storage below that too. But what's nice is you don't lose prep space, and this is one of the advantages of Rockwood's and why they've been the most popular A-frame on the market since their inception. And they've actually put other A-frame manufacturers out of business. They're just that darn good. With the recessed stove and oven here, they put on a tempered glass stovetop cover so that you have excellent prep space. You know, you've got good countertop space over here. Most pop-ups would be happy to have. Then you have dedicated counter space over here. And what's nice in the bigger A-frame series, we have a double bowl sink, a full travel trailer sink. Again, it's not a pop-up, it's a fold down. There's a difference. And a full microwave here. There's even TV hookups. Where are they at? Over there. So you can put TV in here if you want. This is an electric space heater or an electric air conditioner. And you're thinking, what? Basically, if you put an air conditioner in the window of your house, this is pretty much what it is. But this is two-directional. It can either pump cold air in and hot air out, or vice versa. It can pump hot air in and cold air out. It needs some, like, it doesn't work in any condition. It can't work if it's like 0 degrees or something like that. I think it works somewhere from like 34 to 106 degrees. Basically, if it's hotter or colder than that, you're probably not camping anyway. So we've got a heated mattress back here, which is really, really nice. And again, this is a full-size, normal, like, camper bed. It's not a shorter camper bed or something like that, or not as wide camper bed. Now, one thing I do like on these is that if you're the person who's sleeping on the inside of the bed, when you lay down, you've got a skylight above you. You're looking out at the stars. Now, right now, you're looking at the ceiling of our shop in here, but when there's no lights on and no glare, let me see if I can give you an... Yeah, it's not going to work. Don't worry about it. The idea is that you can actually see outside quite a bit. So that's the A212. Let's switch over to the 213 real quick, and all I'm really going to do here is point out the differences, because they're more same than they are different. Up front, everything looks pretty much the same. And if I just stood here like this, you probably couldn't tell which one's which. Very, very similar. The biggest advantage here is instead of a little porta potty, this has a built-in half bath. This has a built-in little toilet station with its own little cassette-style black tank. Pardon me. A lot of yak in here. Gets me coughing. Now again, because they have single individual beds, they don't have room for that pole storage trough. but there's still a good chunk of storage there. Now, if you're looking real close, you're seeing like cushions under here. We'll get to that in just a minute. Same grill station, grills included, all the same stuff, same stereo setup, all that. So when we hop inside here, this is where they start to differ a little bit. Like I said, they're the same but different. They do the same things in different ways. So you've got, on this one, instead of just a full huge front dinette, they said, well, we keep having people ask us for a bathroom, but the full bathroom model, the one, the A-frame that has a true traditional all-the-time bathroom, it's not popular. When people get in, they go, ooh, I don't like this. I don't like that I could cook my breakfast when I'm on the toilet. You know, and I don't blame people. I get that. So this side over here is pretty much the same. They went with a little smaller table, which can still fold down. And those tables, by the way, take them outside, use them like a picnic table, do whatever you want. This is kind of where it starts to get a little different. You've got this extra little countertop space and a little smaller bench. So you're going to sleep one person here instead of maybe two kids. But if it's late at night and you have a little potty emergency, bang, we've got a little built-in potty station right here. And that's what's kind of nice about this. And you can always, you know, smack yourself in the face to get some color in your cheeks before you leave in the morning with that mirror right there. But it's here when you need it, and it's gone when you don't. And that's what I like about it. And that's where I think this is more popular than the A214, the bathroom model, is because it has what you need, when you need it, where you need it, without losing a lot of space. Now, as we turn around here, not a whole lot of great differences going on. A very truck camper style, you know, stovetop and sink covers on this. Now, for max prep space, they did forego the double bowl sink here for the tempered glass top sink. Still got a couple good drawers here for kitchen space. You still got that multi-function gas electric refrigerator. You don't have the full stove in this one. You still have the microwave and the TV hookups and everything, though. However, you actually have a couple extra drawers in this one. You see, you've got drawers between the beds and drawers down here. This has more drawers than the A212. Too many numbers. The alphabet soup of this business will get you tongue-tied. This is the other significant difference. This is where I think this camper is superior for like hunting and buddy camping. As opposed to me, this is a singles or couples camper. This is like a buddy camper. Singles or buddy camper. Now, if you are going to be couples camping this, fear not. You don't have to have separate beds unless you're into that, and that's fine. There's still a group of our population that prefers to sleep separate, and that's fine, you know. Sometimes some people just steal blankets, and you don't have to worry about it now. But, you know, remember those cushions that were under the bed? There are bed decks that go in between these. This can convert into a true 70 by 80 king bed. So this is an A-frame camper with a king bed, or a pair of singles that adults can sleep on. And you still have room for a grandkid or a friend or something like that. Have a little extra bonus storage down here. You see that drawer? You'll see a little access panel to the underbed storage over there. You've got your little nightstand with the drawers between them. There are power outlets like hidden right next to, you can't see it because of the shadows, but there's power outlets. So like if you have, if you want to go A-frame camping, but you have CPAP needs, this is your floor plan. Because you can put two full-size, non-traveler friendly CPAP machines on that stand and have power outlets right there and sleep good at night. This is such a cool floor plan for that because it can fit so many people. Buddy camping, CPAP camping, couples camping, singles camping, doesn't matter. So, like I said, they're the same but different. I don't know which one's better. That's for you to decide. I like them both, and that's why we stock them both. You know, they both do different things very well. So hopefully you found this informative. If you did, all I ask is you give us a call. I leave a link in the video description for you guys on YouTube that says check for price and availability. You're one click away from seeing how much we're asking, what we have in stock, what options we have on them, because these we added the power tongue jacks. But that's not always going to be how we'll build these campers. They won't always be exactly the same way every single time. So, when you're ready, if you found this video useful, all I ask is you give us a call and give us a chance to earn your business. Doesn't matter where you live. Does not matter where you live. We have people drive from really, really far away to bring these things home from us. We're one of the largest pop-up dealers. We're the largest independent dealer in the state of Michigan, which is one of the #1 states for RV sales. We move metal, man. When you're ready, you give us a call, we'll earn your business. It's just that simple. 800-256-5196, HaylettRV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.